Yes, they are.
If you haven't picked up your packets for next Monday night, they're all here by the sign-in sheet. If you haven't signed in, please sign in. I think I still see several packets laying there if you haven't gotten yours yet.
I did.
All right, I have 7 o'clock. Everybody else find a seat. We'll get started here. Like I said, you did pick your packet up. They're over here on the table by the sign-in sheet. Please
Back over
grab
there.
it before you leave. Sign-in sheets up here. We can do it later. And go ahead and get our work session started tonight. Main thing we need to decide tonight, we'll go over our agenda for next Monday night's meeting. We'll cover it. And I would like to talk to you about the seating arrangements at the tables. I don't know whether you noticed that you have new tables, but you have new tables. Somebody turned the chairs around so you couldn't sit up there, but you did it anyway. Next Monday night, we are going to have to sit at these tables because the camera system, your seat is your seat. And when you're recognized, that camera is going to zoom in on Gary Walsh. And if Richard Johnson is sitting there, it ain't gonna be Gary Walsh. So we're gonna have the same seating at the table. Now we've got enough for everybody to be at the tables. The mayor has his own little table over here. He's special. And there's 20 seats. There's 21 of us. I'm up here, so that gives you a seat as well at the table. So that should take care of it. The question is, how are we going to decide who sits where? The way I see it, we have 3 options, and I want your input. I don't want to be the dictator unless I have to be. We can either set them up by district, where 2 people from each district are sitting at a table. Or we can have first come, first served next week, and y'all get in here at 3 o'clock and claim your seat. And wherever you're sitting next Monday night is where you're going to be sitting. And we'll make a diagram, and that's where it is. And the other option, only other option I can think of is by alphabetically. Just start A's, B's, and just go down the line alphabetically. So, what you're thinking? I mean, I kind of like the idea of the districts sitting together. It makes sense to me that you have your commissioner sitting there with you, that you want to confer about something that's going on in your district. But we can do the first come, first serve next week, and wherever you wind up is where you're going to be. Unless you can bribe somebody to swap seats. Now, I guess if you came in here and you claimed that one and Rachel wasn't here, she could come in and say, Amber, I'll give you $50 for that seat.
It's always me.
I mean, I don't know. What you think? Seriously.
First come, first served. District.
Okay, I hear a district, I hear first come, first serve. Districts.
Put a vote on it.
Well, I mean, we can, but I think we can get a consensus of the residents. Some people may not care one way or the other. The first come, first serve, lets everybody kind of get where their preference are. I know some of us even you know, I really would like to have people that don't hear well right here where they can read my lips. So I think that was kind of my thinking with that. First come, first serve. You may have a special friend that you want to sit beside. That would accommodate that. But can we try the first come, first serve next week, next Monday night, see how well it works, see if everybody's okay with it? And if they're not, then we can do something different.
So I'll say these two from them.
Well, see that, you know, if you're not here, then you get stuck wherever we want to put you.
I am out when you're not.
Uh-oh. But do you understand the necessity of having to do this? It all has to do with the camera tracking and things. It really needs to be that way. We tried to, you know, get these tables where you've got more room to get in and out and around them. Once you get the microphone in front of you, I think it's gonna make more sense. We're even looking at trying to get some name tags, you know, to put there at your seat so that you can remember what your seat is. And we'll glue them to the table so you can't move. That's kind of where we're at on that. Yes.
I want to make a correction. I think the idea, maybe said here, whoever got the order in, said right here, and I changed my mind about it.
Okay, and I think that probably would work best. Yes, sir.
In looking at that software that we would be using, if we were doing anything that was statistic, then it would make sense to verify this otherwise.
I don't see that we
But I don't
would
see,
be.
yeah, I don't, you know, if there is something different, like that would be the advantage, you know, setting up this otherwise. We need to go wherever it's assigned to go.
I mean, each one of those units is gonna have a speaker, so you're gonna be able to hear. But some people, even with the speaker, need to see the person speaking to be able to understand what they're hearing.
Each base station will also have the ability to use.
So, at any rate, that's the plan, that work. So, you might wanna get here a little early Monday night, and, if you're not gonna be here Monday night, you got a preference, you might wanna have a buddy try to, bribe a buddy to put a sign where you're gonna be at. And I know some of us like to sit close, some of us like to sit a little further away, so I understand. I think it makes more sense for everybody to kind of get where they'd like to be, as long as it will work. Tables, sit at the table. Okay. So we're gonna try the first come, first serve, see how that works, and hopefully there won't be any fighting amongst ourselves. Okay. All right, let's just jump on into our agenda here. Mr. Harsh, you are down for the invocation. You okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. Pledge by Mr. Nahler. Okay with that? Okay. We have a roll call. I will approve the minutes from the April 26th meeting. They are in your packet. Did anybody note any corrections on the minutes? Any corrections or additions or deletions? If you do find something, please let us know so we can correct it before our meeting next week. Announcements, other than the seating arrangement, I think that's pretty much all I had, and to pick up your packets. There may be some things come up. Does anyone have any announcements? Any commissioner? Mayor, do you have any announcements per se? Okay. Okay. Right now, don't know of anything that's not on this agenda. There may be some things that crop up. The only one that we're aware of, that possibility, is the contract with Core Civic. Mr. Beller and the mayor are trying to put that to bed and to have it for our approval. If we possibly can, we may have that added to the agenda. We'll move on to, we'll have the citizens' response to any of the agenda items. We'll ask them to sign in. County mayor's report, anything you want to go over tonight or save it for Monday?
I'll say it from under several things that are in flux right now.
Okay. Committee reports, steering committee met May 4th, Parks and Rec met May 4th, Budget Finance met tonight, and all of your budget amendments and so forth were moved on to the full body, with the exception of the Urban Services Tax Levy. It was approved conditionally upon the Urban Services Commission approving it on Thursday night. Economic Development will meet tomorrow night
Yes,
at
6 o'clock
6
here.
o'clock, 6 o'clock right here. Urban Services Council will meet Thursday night at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Both of those meetings are at 6 o'clock. And were there any other committees that met that I'm unaware of? Okay. Item 11, Commissioner Selection District 5. We've had 2 applicants for the District 5 Commissioner open seat. I had asked them to be here tonight, but I don't see them. They will be here Monday night, I'm sure. Kayla Moore and Sarah Murray are the 2 that have expressed interest. Monday night, we will take that up right after these committee reports, and we will have a ballot prepared for you with these 2 names and a blank in case somebody else is nominated from the floor. Yes, sir.
I got one meeting of very supposed to call the mayor tomorrow about thinking about the basic, but he's going to call tomorrow. But his name is Rich Davis.
Okay. Well, you can nominate them from the floor that night. We can get their paperwork and check them out to make sure that they live in the district the same length of time. It's not closed until we vote on it. Okay? So anybody, any one of y'all can nominate somebody from the floor. The commissioner will have to do it. The public can do it as well. Anyone can be nominated from the floor. But we will have a ballot, depending on how many we have. We'll have their names on it for you. You will mark your preference. There will not be a line that says none of the above. You will vote which one is your preference, and hopefully we won't have a tie. If we do, we'll have a wrestling match, I guess. Sir?
Does the mayor break the tie on that?
I guess he could if he wants to. I don't know that he has to.
I don't know. That's an interesting
But I think, at any rate, we will vote by paper ballot. The rules, Rule 35 of our rules, adopted rules, talks about the procedure for doing this, how we'll do it, who will count the votes. You know, it's pretty much the way we've always done it before. And once that person is decided on, Ms. Rita will swear them in that night, and they will be seated Monday night. And they will assume that position Monday night. That's the plan. Any questions about that? Any problems with that?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I understand the rules in this section of the state, the council's gonna take a look at the law. I'm 90% certain he had a secret ballot on those nominations. Gotta be an oral vote. If that's what the plan is, I'll double check that.
Okay.
I don't want you to say with 100% certainty because I haven't brought that, and not anticipated that coming up tonight.
I had looked in the charter. I didn't find anything in the charter on it, but I did not look at state law.
I don't think there's anything in the charter that's going to speak to that. I think when you're dealing with a vacancy, there's a specific statute. I need to look at that before Monday night. I'll get with you on it, but it may be that if you do that, you can have a secret ballot. I'm 99.9% certain of that. It's got to be 3 or 4. And if you have a tie, then you got to have a procedure for a runoff. You set the rules that night. So I don't know how many people you're going to have. Right now you've got 2, so that makes it pretty easy math for that matter. But if you got 3, you got. So I'll look at that.
Okay, please do that. One thing I told both of these ladies that we would give them 5 minutes to introduce themselves, tell us who they are, why they want to be a commissioner, what they think they can bring to the table. I told them this is just, it's not an interrogation, it's a chance for you to introduce yourself and tell us why you're seeking this position. So they will be given the opportunity to do that. I forgot to mention that. But if whatever Mr. Beller decides is the proper way to go with this, that's what we'll do. Going by the way we had done it in times past, I think. Okay. Any questions on that? Any suggestions on that? Does anybody have anything you think might work better? Okay. See none, move on. Appointments, reappointments, Mayor, you.
Yes, sir, there are a couple of positions that are open, maybe Ms. Johnson's helped to lead the commission. First one is on the ethics committee. I do have expressed interest. Last time we had a vacancy, and I have to correct for something I told one of the other commissioners that asked about it. I said they were first to ask, later I remember this other one, last time we had a vacancy. Then one of the positions for the committee for resale of land. I need to speak, that has to be, both of those have to be a commissioner, so I do have someone I want to speak to and see if they're interested or not. If not, I do have an idea who I'll ask after that.
Okay. All right, moving into resolutions, we have, annually we approve the county road list. This is resolution 2021-13-717. This is the highway department road list. We will have that up. We did not print out this, how many, 150 pages or something? 19 pages. We do have a link for it on the website if you want to look at it and see what they are. If you have any questions about it. We're trying to be green and save trees. I think there was, we will highlight the ones that were added and let you know the ones that were added this last week. Any questions on that one? Okay. Resolution 2021-14-718. This is put in there as a placeholder. We hope we'll have this contract for your approval. If we do, we do. If we don't, we won't do it. Any questions on either one of those? Ordinances, public hearing. We'll open public hearing. There's 3 rezoning ordinances for public hearing and second reading. First is 2/14/2021-05. This is C2 to a combination of C2 R2 on McMurray Boulevard. Yes.
If anybody has any questions, Mr. Harmon's here.
Anyone have any questions on this one? I think we covered it pretty well last month for subdivision, basically keeping the front of the property commercial for future development. Okay, being done. Ordinance 2/15/2021-06 is R2 to C1. This is the property up above the post office here. Adding it into your downtown commercial district more fits the use of the surrounding properties in that block. Any questions on that? Next is ordinance 2/16/2021-07. This is an A1 to C1. This is 2 lots on Highway 231 near the old sale barn down there. The property to the north and the south of these 2 lots is already zoned commercial. So it's just adding commercial in between the other 2. Any questions on that? We will have a public hearing on these two. We will need a motion to close the public hearing, and then we'll move on into the second reading on these same three orders. We have some first reading ordinances, 2/17/2021-08. This will be our budget appropriations, as we refer to it, the budget. For General Services District, we went over budget finance the last hour. It was recommended to the full body. Be up for our vote. Next is the 2/18/2021-09 is the tax levy for general services. Right now, what is proposed is the same as last year, no tax increase, keeping it the same as last year. Next is 2/19/2021, that is the budget appropriations for the Urban Services District. It was approved and sent to the full body next Monday night. Then the tax levy in urban services was passed conditionally upon approval of the Urban Services Council, which meets Thursday night. If they approve that amount, then it will be on for our full body approval. This is the first reading on all of these. Next month, we have to have 3 readings. We can do the second and third reading on the same night if we have a 2/3 majority vote to do it the same night. Not this week, next month. That way we would have our budget done prior to the end of the fiscal year so that we can start July 1st with a fresh budget. That's what we're trying to do, what we're attempting to do. That way we have no call meetings, no carryover resolutions to try to continue the business of the county.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Like 2/3 votes, that 2/3 is present, 2/3 of the whole commission.
it would be 2/3 of who is present. Any vote is a quorum of the commission present. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. That's what we hope to do Monday night, unless we have something that blows up between now and then. Are there any questions on any of that procedure? See none. We have a few budget amendments. First one is 111 Urban Services Fund. This is to buy some trash bins. They depleted the stock of trash bins and with the growth, we put in the budget for next year trash bins, but we're going to need some to tide us over until we can get a big order in, I guess you'd say. And this is moving money from property taxes that was unallocated and to buy these bins. Any questions on that one? It's not a fund balance draw. It is strictly moving it from that line item category, which has exceeded our budgeted expectations. Is why. Next is 116 Solid Waste Fund. This is our disposal fees, our tipping fees. We're afraid it's going to be really tight. We wanted to make sure there's enough money in there to cover us to the end of the year, and that's why we're putting this extra $25,000 on for that. Chances are it won't be used, or only a portion of it will be used, and it'll simply roll into the fund balance at the end of the year. It's one of those just in case things. Highway Fund, they had some insurance recovery items where they had some damage, I think, in some accidents. They got some money back. They're wanting to put that money back into their maintenance of vehicles. So it's just moving it where it came in and allocating it to that line item category. Then your 2021-13104 is to correct the line items. This time of year, the last 3 months, you typically get into a lot of moving monies around so that we don't exceed our budget. Trying to get ahead of the curve on a few of them so we don't have quite so many next month is why we're doing this now. I mean, I think they're listed in there. Most of them are minor amounts that are moving within their own budget. We can take all of these as one motion to approve all of them, since none of them are fund balance draws. They're all just interdepartment transfers. Any questions on any of those? I'll apply for none. Notary, I'm not sure whether we'll have any. Wade will give me a list Monday night if we do have anybody that's here. If we have any for Monday night. Any other business, Commissioner? Mayor, you have anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Bella? Mayor? Okay. Public comment? Anybody in the public like to make a comment, speak? Mr. Walsh? Have a motion to adjourn by Mr. Walsh and a second by Ms. Jones. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. See y'all Monday night. Remember, first come, first served.
I didn't know.